That's stage 12, tremores, the stage you've been waiting for. Stage where a lot of these people finally die. So, tremores, so earthquakes or tremors. The grammar of the chapter we saw just filling in the blanks of the personal endings for the imperfect and perfect tenses. The imperfect, not surprising. Remember, we have the BA, and the endings we attach to BA are exactly the same as we use for the present tense, except there's an M instead of an O. So we have bomb, bomb, ba, spot, bomb, spot, to spot, bomb, ba, spot, bomb, spot, to spot, to spot. And then for the perfect, of course, we have the perfect stem, and we saw the IT and the ERUNT before, and the full endings are uh, E, as in the letter I, isti, it, imus, istis, erant. Right, so I've underlined all the verbs in this translation already because there's a lot of them, and we'll see if we can recognize these new forms as we go. So on the first paragraph, so Caecilius Camulio canabat, Julius in villa splendida prope nuceriam habitava. So canabat was eating a singular, and a singular subject, Caecilius. Caecilius was eating with Julius. Easy, right? Julius in villa splendida prope nuceriam habitava. So habitava was living, imperfect, of course, right? Who was living, the nominative, Julius. So Julius was living in a splendid house. Second prepositional phrase, prope nuceriam, near Nuceria. Julius Caecilio dixit. So Julius said Caecilio, indirect object, right? He said to Caecilius. So he said to Caecilius, right? Dative, indirect object. Ego silicatus sum. I am silicatus worried. Ego in horto heri ambulabam, librum legebam, subito terra valde tremuit, ego tremora sensi, quid tu agebas. So I, ambulabam, so bomb there, right? This could be I was doing something. So bat would be he or she was doing something, like kanabat. Bomb is the I form, right? So I was walking in the garden, Harry, yesterday, and legabam, I was reading Librum, a book. Subito terra valde tremuit. So the earth shook valde very much. Tremuit, perfect tense, to you as a clue. Ego tremora sensi. I felt, like I sensed, tremors or earthquakes. So sensi here is perfect, right? The S is a stem clue that's perfect. And here we have the perfect ending for the I pronoun form, which is the letter I, coincidentally. Right, so sensi is I felt, sensisti would be you singular felt, sensit he or she felt, sensimus, sensisti, senserent. Right, so sensi I felt. Quid tu agabas, what were you doing? As in Caecilius was causing us, right? He's jumping up and down to me, shaking the earth. I don't know, it sounds weird there. So I felt the earth shaking. What were you doing? It's not how he means it, of course, but ego sero epistolas dictabam. So dictabam is our verb, right? Ego dictabam. Okay, bam is I was doing something, right? So I was dictating, right? The direct object, of course, is accusative, epistolas. I was dictating letters, sero, the dative, to a slave. Right, so indirect object there. I was dictating the direct object to the indirect object. I was dictating letters to a slave, said Caecilius. Ego quoque tremor sensi. So I also, sensi, felt the earthquakes or the tremors. Postquam terra tremuit. After the earth shook, grumio tablinum intravit. Grumio entered the study. Right, room has a table. Et me ad hortum duxit, and he duxit, he led me to the garden. So duxit is led, dixit is said, right? Don't get those two confused. Duxit with the du is led, right? In World War II, Mussolini called himself Il Duce, du. So duxit, led. So led the accusative, me, ad hortum, to the garden. Nos nubum mirabilim vidimus. So we saw a strange or remarkable cloud. Vos timabatis regalat Julius. So were you afraid? Right, timabatis, right? So we have our BA and then tis, which we already knew was you plural. So it's just the you plural imperfect. So were you afraid? Asked Julius. Nos non timebamus. So we were not afraid. So bamus, timebamus, we were not afraid. Caecilius responded to Julius. So you hear the dative. Right? He responded to the dative. Ego postquam nuvum conspexi. So I, comma, after conspexi, I saw the cloud. Right? Perfect tense. X to the clue, which means the I means it's the I pronoun form. After I saw the cloud, I did what I called. Wokawi, the perfect I form. So I called my family to the lararium, right? The household shrine in the atrium. Tomb, nos laribus sacrificium fecimus. So then we fecimus, we made, right? This is perfect tense from facio. What's a clue? The long E, right? And perfect tense, we plural, uses emus. Right? E istiet, emus istus errant. So we made a sacrifice to the dative, to the lares, right? The household gods. So we made the accusative to the dative, right? Indirect object. Hercle, by Hercules, was fortissimi eratus. So you plural were, right? So aram eras erats, the imperfect, that's the exception to the BA rule. It doesn't have a B, but has an A, and everything that would come after it, right? So instead of bombas bot, it's as at. Instead of bamus, batis, bont, it's amus, atis, ant. Right? So eratis, still imperfect, and tis still makes it you plural. So by Hercules, you were very brave. Fortissimi, superlative, right? Shouted Julius. Vos tremores sensistis? So perfect tense. Istis is now, as you now know, is a peculiarly perfect ending, right? And it's you plural, right? Without the S, isti would be you singular. With the S, it's you plural. So you plural felt the tremors. You conspexistis, istis, you plural again in the perfect tense. You saw the cloud. You, however, non eratis perteriti. You were not frightened. Eratis, of course, is what tense? Right, imperfect, right? The exception to the BA rule. Has the A, just not the B. Nos non timebamus, we were not afraid, because nos laribus credibamus, we were trusting the lares. So laribus here is dative, and why is that dative? Not an indirect object, right? It's the object of a special verb. Credo takes a dative. So because we were trusting the lares, said Caecilius. So Jam predum terra tremuit, so a long time ago the earth shook, right? The U here is a clue that's perfect. A long time ago, tremores, wheelas, and muros delawerent. So a long time ago, tremors, earthquakes, destroyed, delete something, destroyed houses and walls. But lares wheelam meam et familia meum surrowerent. So surwari, again, not sir, but save, like preserve. So the lares saved my house and my family. I, therefore, silicatus non sum. I am not silicatus, I'm not worried. Subitus servus triclium intravit. So suddenly a slave entered the accusative, the dining room. Domine, so lord or master, right? That's vocative, as we'll see. Clemens est natrio. So Clemens is in the atrium. Clemens ex orbe venit. Clemens came, the long E helps here, came ex orbe from the city. Caecilium quiret. He is looking for Caecilius. Caecilium's accusative, so he's not the one doing the looking. He's accusative, so he's the one being looked for. Servus Julio dixit. So the slave said to Julius. Okay, so Julio here, dative. He said to Julius. Dative, of course, what declension? Second, of course, right? Non intelligo. I don't understand, Caecilius shouted. I don't understand. Hego clementem ad fundam meam mane misi. So the verb is misi, which we now know as I sent, right? Misit was he sent or she sent. Misi would be I sent, right? Misisti, you sent, right? So a perfect tense, the S in the stem is a clue, and I we now know is the I pronoun ending. So I sent Clemens ad fundam meam to my farm, mane early. Very alliterative here, right? Fundum meum mane misi. So I sent Clemens, the accusative, in the prepositional phrase ad fundum meum to my farm, mane early. Servus Clementum interclinium duxet. So the slave led Clemens into the dining room. Cor to a fundo discasisti. So isti, right? Use singular. Perfect tense. Also the double S's was a clue. So why did you leave from the farm? Why to ad hanc vilum vinisti? Why did you come to this house? Asked Caecilius. Clemens domino at Julia rem totum narravit. So Clemens told the accusative, rem totum, the whole thing, rem basically just thing, to the dative, to the master and Julius. Right? So indirect object datives here, right? Clemens told the whole thing to the master and Julius. Well, I'm sure the whole thing will blow over. After all, the Laras kept us safe last time. Sure, Caecilius knows what he's talking about, unless you've flipped ahead or listened to anything I've said in class over the past couple quarters. So we'll see who survives next time.